Now, I say this metaphorically because my lawyers say I can't do it anymore. Most of you ought to just take a fucking thing, boom, blow the top of your fucking heads off. And
hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
What are you going to do? Now, I say this metaphorically because my lawyers say I can't do it anymore. Most of you ought to just take a fucking thing, boom, blow the top of your fucking heads off. And then let Michael pray for you. What are you going to do? Josh Kim has a cult following of 1 million people following. When he walks around, he lives in a penthouse in Las Vegas. He races his $2 million race car on the weekends. He just turned 21. Other than jerking off, what were you doing between 17 and 21, guys?
What did he do?
He rolled up home-assisted health care. Okay, in America, they want you to get you out of the hospital as soon as possible now. They don't want you to stay more than a few hours or a day or two after surgery. Okay? And so they can, home-assisted is you go home, and the nurse comes to you, or the physio comes to you, and he's rolling those up. He has 2 offices, one in Chicago, one in Las Vegas, and the big margin business. And there's a lot of people that have started those businesses 20, 30, even 40 years ago that have no exit. Healthcare is hot all through Europe, but the hottest of hot is cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. That is sizzling hot. Every time Trump rattles his sword, cybersecurity, and, you know, like some cybersecurity guys just stole 40 million in Bitcoin, it's hot. And some of the kids that got into cybersecurity at the beginning of the cycle, 25, 30 years ago, when it really started, are now tired, old, not old by my standards, but they feel old, and they don't want the hassle anymore, so they went out. And the banks love to finance them. And 40%, between 40 and 60% of all cybersecurity contracts are with governments, either main governments, municipalities, state governments, school governments, and they're easier to finance because, by definition, almost all governments pay. In other words, will pay out the contract, and you won't have to worry about the risk of non-payment. And that's how I got started. I got started with a government contract 35 years ago, and it's still there.
What are other interesting industries?
Healthcare, internet, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. I'm going to tell you everything except the ones I'm going to tell you to stay away from now. The list of staying away is much shorter than the list of doing. Retail, forget about it. Restaurants, forget about it. Bars, forget about it. Construction, forget about it because the margins are too thin. Virtually you can take a yellow page. They don't have yellow page books anymore, do they? You could throw a yellow page on the ground and let the wind blow the pages. Stop there. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. I mean, virtually almost anything except those industries I just mentioned. In those industries, and when you think about it, which you probably don't, but when most of the big companies, General Motors is a roll-up consolidation play. Most of the airlines are roll-up consolidation plays. Consolidation meaning buying up smaller airlines to make a big airline. IBM, which used to be called International Business Machines, is a roll-up consolidation play. The banks, financial tech is huge, hot, financial technology. Which is part of kind of an offshoot of cybersecurity. But artificial intelligence, in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the audience is going to be you. It's going to be cyborgs. I'm going to still be doing this 40, 50 years from now. So I'm looking forward to that because then I won't have to explain so much. But the one thing and there's a few guys around like me in the world, not many, to this day, they have not figured out, coders, how to write an algorithm for experience. So my 50 years of experience in thousands of transactions hasn't been able to be duplicated with an algorithm. I'm the only person out there that has done, with kids like you, deals in the millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions. From teenage multimillionaires, which you're probably tired of hearing about, Josh, by now, to the largest transaction in recorded history, $500 billion, my mentees, Neom, the city of the future in Saudi Arabia. If anybody speaks Arabic in the audience, which is not likely, but if you speak Arabic or you're willing to learn Arabic, Monday, buy a one-way ticket to the kingdom, Saudi Arabia, never return. There's going to be at least 1 million billionaires made in Neom, the city of the next century. 1 million billionaires. Leave your wife, your children,